All right, so this is 5.1, problem number 2. And it says find the distance between these 2 points. So there's kind of an easy way to do this, and then there's a harder way. I'm going to take a look both ways. It's good to know. So let's see, we need a coordinate system. And one thing you hopefully notice in my recordings and my videos, that very often I draw a picture to solve a problem in trigonometry because it will help me find the easiest way to do it. So I have the point 1, 0, so that would be that point right there. And then I have the point 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's always good to label a few numbers on your graph so you can get your bearings. So 5, -4 should be about there. And I wish to find the distance from here to there. So what's the length of that line? So that's my distance here. Let's call it D. And what I can do is in this picture, I can notice that, well, there's 2 ways to get from this point right here to that point right here. I can just follow D to get there, or I could head over this way and then down that way, which happens to form a right triangle. Okay, so again, this is the Pythagorean theorem. And the Pythagorean theorem says to find the length of the leg. Well, I know that that's 5 over there and that's 1. So this is 5 minus 1, which is 4. So one of my legs is 4. The other leg is going to be from here 0 to -4, and 0 minus -4, well, that's also 4. That's my other leg. Pythagorean theorem says if you square your legs and add them up, that's going to give you the long side, D squared. So 4 squared is 16, plus 4 squared is another 16. Altogether, that's 32 is my distance squared. So to get my distance, I just take the square root. So now I can say that D is the square root of 32. Now, technically, it's supposed to be plus or minus, but this is a distance, and we usually say distances are positive numbers, right? So I'm going to just say D is just the square root of 32. I don't need the -1. Let's see if that seems right. Now, in this picture here, it's got to be the longest side, so that is bigger than 4. So let's check with the calculator to see if that's a reasonable number, the square root of 32. I'm going to use Desmos Scientific. What is the square root of 32? And I get 5.657 if I go for 3 decimal places. So that is about 5.657. Now, drawing a picture allows me to draw a triangle, and I can see the lengths of the legs of the triangle in the picture. So that's what I call the easy way, is drawing the picture. The harder way is to just have the distance formula memorized and just plug into it. So distance formula, just another good thing to have in your tool belt. And the distance formula says that if you have a couple of points, you take the difference between the x values. So we usually say x2 minus x1, parentheses squared. And then the distance between a couple y values, so y2 minus y1 squared. Add those up, take the square root, and that gives you the distance, right? And if you look at that, that's the process I did here. So you can either look at it as a process, draw a picture, follow the process, or just plug straight into the formula, and you're going to get the same answer either way. So a couple of options there. I think drawing a picture is very helpful because I can see these lengths in the picture. I can see that's 4, right? I can see that's 4 right there. Whereas in the formula, I could easily make a sign error. So is both ways a good idea? Yeah, especially if it's a test. Do it more than one way to check to see if you're right.